Well, it has been a crazy week of fun announcements, at least a week since my last update. Yes, this is the Star Trek Void, where I try to fill in a little bit of the gap with some news and entertainment between new episodes of Star Trek. And lucky for us, there is a lot of Star Trek coming, it's just not here now. So let's get started with a little holiday fun, actually. I do love to see some of the memes and interesting nods to Star Trek given during the holidays, so I found these and I thought I'd share them real quick. Now, my first meme is a classic A Christmas Story nod, along with a little bit of Klingon pride. It was at that moment Ralphie knew he would bring honor to his house. And A Christmas Story is one of our favorite shows in this house during Christmas time. And I've got a cousin who I swear every year she puts up a new A Christmas Story meme or something because her family, she'll turn on the 24-hour a day Christmas channel that's all they show for like a solid day. And one of my very favorite characters, and hopefully one of yours, is Worf. I do love this one. It says, I do not know who Holly is, but the desire of her enemies to deck the halls with her bowels indicates that she must be a fierce warrior indeed. And I've known a few Hollies. They were pretty tough in their own right. So I will go with this being an accurate sentiment. And also just a really fun twist on the saying and a way to make Trek part of it. And this next one is, yeah, it's got more dangerous horror story to it than Trek, but yeah, it's still worth a share. Yes, again, nothing to do with Trek, but oh my goodness, what a terrible disaster while traveling. They used to laugh and call him names, so he killed them. He killed them all. A really fun meme considering the situation. It looks like they just haven't put everything up, but in this context, it's a bad Christmas story. And that's enough of that silliness. Let's get on to the actual Star Trek announcements and news and just fun information. And I'm going to start with something a little fun here with Terry Matalas' birthday this past week. Yep, this past December 12th was Terry Matalas' birthday. So we've got this post by TrekNews.net. It says, join us in wishing a very happy birthday to Terry Matalas, Star Trek Picard Season 3 executive producer, showrunner, and director of the series finale, The Last Generation. It really was a fantastic season, awesome end to the season, just all around Terry did a wonderful job. And so there was a mission to kind of give the fans a chance to show how much they appreciate him. And the goal of this mission was to make Star Trek Legacy trend on Twitter. And wouldn't you know it? We did it. There it is. Trek Culture shared this. Star Trek Legacy is trending again. It did do it multiple times and it did it the next day as well. We fans, we really, well, we really like Star Trek Legacy and we like Terry Matalas. We want Terry to run Star Trek Legacy and this is our way of showing it. Real quick, if you have not sent in your letter to Paramount to let them know that you would like to see Star Trek Legacy on your screens as soon as possible, join me with my friends at Letters for Legacy. Write in a letter or use one of our templates. You'll find the website in the links down below. And literally, write it, type it, however you'd like to send it in. The point is to flood them with actual snail mail. And of course, we want to tweet and make sure Paramount knows that we fans, we're ready for the next part of this timeline. The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and now we've got Picard. We really want to see what happens next. And yes, Lower Decks and Prodigy are in there as well. Don't forget, Prodigy will be able to be seen in just a few weeks on Netflix on the 25th. That'll be season 1. No word on season 2 yet. But we want to see what else happens in this timeline. So send in your letter, let the bigwigs know what you'd like, and we will be moving on to a video also celebrating that final season of Picard Season 3.
Not posted. It was not posted.
You owe 200. You owe 450 Federation credits.
It's not in focus.
Who's got Terry?
Yeah.
We're already over budget.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
Terry, we're already over budget. Yeah, so this clip was shared, of course, by Dave Blass. The message is happy birthday to our fearless leader, Terry Matalas. Thank you for everything, and especially for picking up the Space Dock parking ticket. Yeah, I think Terry would be the one with the most Federation credits. It's not like Riker gets paid, and I don't know. So yeah, I think that was a fun clip to share. And now I'm going to switch gears as we go over some of the Saturn Award nominees in television. More specifically, every single one of the Star Trek nominees for the 51st Saturn Awards. And it is incredible just how much Star Trek is represented on this list of nominations. We're going to start right at the very top. I mean, my goodness, Best Science Fiction Television Series is Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So, I mean, we're at a conundrum. No matter what kind of Star Trek fan you are, we know this is going to be a list that's going to have a lot of choices we may or may not be grateful to have to make. But that is not all. Of course, when we get down to the best animated television series or special, once again, we have Star Trek, this time Lower Decks. And the further down we go, the more Star Trek we see. For Best Actor in a Television Series, we've got Anson Mount for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, along with Patrick Stewart for Star Trek Picard. That's going to be a tough choice in itself as well. For Best Supporting Actor in a Television Series, we've got Jonathan Frakes in Star Trek Picard. We've got Ethan Peck in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Ed Speleers in Star Trek Picard, and Todd Stashwick in Star Trek Picard as well. And the list goes on. We get to Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series, and first off is Jess Bush for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Celia Rose Gooding for Star Trek Strange New Worlds as well. But it doesn't end there. Jerry Ryan is also on this list for her role in Star Trek Picard. Moving on down to Best Guest Star in a Television Series, once again we get Star Trek Picard and Strange New Worlds, this time with Amanda Plummer in Star Trek Picard with her role as Vedic, and Paul Wesley in Star Trek Strange New Worlds for his role as James T. Kirk. Honestly, I already went over the Ed Speleers nomination in my Outlander video because he did that show before, and isn't it fun that an alum is there? As you may or may not know, I also cover Outlander on this channel, and we got a lot of nominations on that show. Oh boy, how would I vote if I could? Did you want to vote? I've got a secret for you. Well, not so much as a secret, but a fun piece of information that one of my friends from Letters for Legacy dug up, and let me just read this for you. Attention Trekkies, did you know voting membership for the Saturn Awards is open to the public? This is our chance to make history for Star Trek Picard Season 3. Join now, and we've got the link there. I will have that in the links below in my sources. Let's unite and ensure Picard sweeps all 7 categories. And of course, our hashtags Vote Picard, Star Trek, and Saturn Awards. So if you want to be a part of the Saturn Awards and help to make the decision as to who wins this year, you can do it for, I believe it is, $40. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. I was pretty sure. So at level A, which gives you voting rights, it's $40. Depending on how much you think you'd like to pay to have a vote in this, or if you'd like to share with other Trekkies and call it your Christmas gift, this could be a fairly reasonable way to make your voice heard. And once again, support for Picard helps support Legacy. Now, I do have 1 or 2 other pieces of news to share with you before I head off today, and one of those is going to be an upcoming event that will allow you to see several Star Trek stars all in one place. Yeah, so Trek Talks is coming back. It's the 3rd time that Trek Geeks has hosted this charitable event that allows several of our stars to tell us how their careers were, answer questions. It's a great way to sit back at home and just be able to take in all the fun information we love to get from our stars and creators, people who work on the series. It's really anybody involved in Star Trek can be in these. I always go with the actors, but really it can be anybody who shows up on these talks. So Trektivism posts 1 month from today, Trek Talks 3 will air live on YouTube in support of Hollywood Food Co., featuring numerous Star Trek and Trek affiliated guests, hosted by Jay Billingsley 60, aka Dr. Phlox, and Bonnie Bell, voice of the Starship's computer. You know I love her. Star Trek prodigy. So the save the date is going to be Saturday, January 13th. And I don't know exactly what time, but it really is. It just sort of goes on for the day. So if I hear any more about what time to tune in, I will update that here. But really, just keep an eye out for this stream. It's a delight. It's fun. Check out the past streams if you aren't sure what to expect, but it's really great. They do support and raise money for Hollywood Food Corporation. I think it's corporation, and totally worth the time. Now, in what is actually going on as far as Star Trek being made right now, we do know that Strange New Worlds has begun production. We did expect that to happen. It was going to happen in December. But proof that it is happening right now came in the form of This image was shared on the set, caution loaded pyro, and you can see that's the bridge. That's one of the consoles there, and it's about to explode. So this is from the very first episode being filmed, and so we know that the very first episode, episode 301 of Strange New Worlds season 3, is going to be explosive. Which there are a bunch of articles about how that follows a trend. Star Trek is all about things exploding. This isn't a new thing, but we expect some adventures to be happening right off the bat as we've got missing crew members, people who want to save them. So, yeah, it's going to be a firefight or at least problematic explosions from consoles. That brings me to a small update on Section 31 and its filming. We already know that it was going to begin in January, but now we know that it will be January 29th, which really they could have just said February at that point. But we do know that filming will be beginning. This means that Strange New Worlds will most likely be out sometime in 2025, but there's still a slight chance that Section 31 could show up by the end of 2024. It just depends on how quickly production and editing go. And also their scheduling and all that other fun stuff, though they do have quite a few Star Trek free areas within Paramount's schedule, so I would think it would be easy to fit in. And my very last bit of information is the sneak peek we got at Discovery Season 5. We already know we were going to have some new criminals, a snarky new captain, but we didn't know is that pest control would be involved. And one of the clips that were showed us for Discovery Season 5 involves a lot of pest control that make fire ants seem like a light problem. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a fun adventure. I do love Book, and I do love the team up when Book and Michael get together. So it should be an interesting time. And it was almost like them being back to basics at the beginning of season 3. So it's a nice way to, I don't know, start the season that's going out. Either way, I'm very much looking forward to season 5 of Discovery. And don't forget, that'll come out in April. And that is everything I have this week for the Star Trek Void Volume 19. I do hope that it was informative and at least a little entertaining. And if not, make sure that you let me know below. I don't know what you like unless you tell me that you like something over another thing. This has worked out really well, this format in particular, for my Outlander videos. So I thought I might as well give it a try for the Void and see if I can get the videos out for you a little faster, a little more thoroughly, a little more entertainingly. Is entertainingly a word? We'll work on that later. Check out my shop for some fun support for Star Trek Legacy. Terry Matalas said he liked my sweatshirt when I wore it to the convention the other week. So, yeah, Terry Matalas gave it his gold star, or at least his mild approval. So why not treat yourself to a little bit of Star Trek fun? And if you would like to see more information on Star Trek that I've shared before, go ahead and check out any of my other previous videos, and I'll see you there. So we've got this tweet by TrekNews.net. Nut. Did I just say nut? And the premise of this, and the point of this mission.